Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. Today I'm going to be breaking down all of the tailoring specializations that you are going to need to know for TBC. Now, I'm going to do this a little bit differently than I normally do all of my videos, and I am essentially going to use this part as the same intro for all three of these videos. I'm going to make one about Spellfire, one about Moon Cloth, and one about Shadoweave, and just sort of dive into them, and you'll know by the title up above of which one you clicked on, because they have a lot of very niche general tailoring information that I want to share, and then we will spend the second half of the video diving into the Spellfire, Mooncloth, and Shadoweave, whichever one that is the topic of the video. So without further ado, we're going to dive into the general tailoring tips and what you need for a specialization and how to get it. So the base requirements for any of these specializations is going to be having your tailoring at 350, and the moment you're at 350 and your character is level 60, you can come right here in chat in the southeast corner. None of the add-ons work on the PTR, so I can't give you coordinates, but it is literally right here on my cursor, my mouse, at the tailoring looms, and then you can pick each of these quests, whichever one you want to do. Now in the PTR we're able to get all three, but on the live server you will only be able to pick one. However, it is not permanent. So if you wanted to maybe go into Shadoweave because you're a warlock or a priest and you want to get that early on, but after you get your gear, switch to Spellfire because the more people use Spellfire and you can make a lot more money with that, you can unlearn them and then you can learn another one. So that is something you can do. This is not permanent. But in order to do that, I want to go over general tailoring stuff. So you will learn your tailoring for TBC in either Thralmar or Honor Hold within the inn. In Thralmar, I'm not sure exactly where it is in Honor Hold. I do not play Alliance. But you can go there and you talk to your tailoring trainer and you can learn a lot of recipes. So here are the recipes. I learned pretty much just those. And what I want to talk about first is going to be Runecloth headbands. Now this is a 295 recipe and it can get you, I think, either to 310 or 315 tailoring. So you don't even have to use Netherweave. You can use old age mats. So if you are a tailor and you plan on leveling this, I would highly recommend that you stockpile a lot of Runecloth during pre-patch, get some Ironweb Spider Silk, and make a ton of Runecloth headbands to get your tailoring to 310. And then from 310, that is where you start to make Netherweave things as well. So you can do Netherweave belts, you could do Netherweave bracers. This is up to you. Each of them take 3 and you get them at 310, and then you can just go to Netherweave pants at 320 and just keep going up. Now what I really want to make you guys aware are two things. So there's going to be one breakpoint that everybody hits, and this is at 335 tailoring. Every single tailor is going to need not hide leather. You will need a stack to get to 345 or even more to go boots all the way to 350. You do get the option of a robe as well that you can use to 340, so you can go boots to 340 from there, and then you can make those. But there you do have a lot of choices, and then you can do tunics as well to 350. Now another option that you will have is you can make bolts of imbued Netherweave. These take arcane dust. So if you're an enchanter, arcane dust generally goes really cheap, and you're able to get your arcane dust, and then you can make bolts of imbued Netherweaves, and then you can make imbued Netherweave bags. Now these will be 18 slaughters that people will probably want, but they will be expensive. You'll have to kill Netherweave spiders, which are here in Terracar Forest in the southern area, and Greater Planar Essence, which will be much harder to get early on. So this is kind of out of the way for now, but it can yield some nice profit, or you can just straight up sell your bolts of imbued Netherweave as well, but they take arcane dust, so that's up to you. You can also make Netherweave bags and try to sell them early. I know there are a lot of new characters, Letter Fresh Boost, they will also want those, so you do have options for tailoring. The biggest bottleneck is 335 for those boots because they are the best, most cost-effective way, and you're gonna need knot leather. So even if you just get 10 pieces to go to 340 and then you do the very expensive robe and tunics, this is going to cost a ton, and I just want you to be aware of that. So that is the general tailoring breakdown and how you're going to get to 350 and the mats that you can take. Now I'm going to break it down and show you how to be a specialized tailor. So I'll see you then. Voop. So, to become a Shadoweave Tailor, once you have 350 tailoring and you're at least level 60, you come here at the area and you talk to this guy to get a quest. And this quest will have to have you, very similar to the Spellweave one, if you saw that, use this item at a location. So, for the shadows, is at Shadowmoon Valley over here at the Altar of Shadow down in southern Shadowmoon. So we're going to head there, and I'll show you all the tips and tricks when we get there and how to use it. So I'll see you then. So we are here at the Altar of Shadows, and as you can see is right here just south of the Sanctum of the Stars. There's an ancient Shadowmoon spirit, and you are going to go ahead and use this gem right here when you're at the Altar of Shadows. And of course, be ready because you are going to get zapped like that. Then after you do that, you can, talk to this guy. It's about a quest stuff. He doesn't really do anything, but it is very easy. You just get zapped by the shadows, and then you can go back to chat and turn it in. So no combat, nothing like that. Pretty freaking easy. And then we're going to head there, turn it in, and we will see what is next. So I'll see you then. So we are here, and we turn it back in, and now we are a Shadoweave Tailor, which allows us to unlock the Frozen Shadoweave set that is very good for Warlocks as well as Frost Mages. Frost Mages aren't really good, so it's pretty much essentially Warlocks and Shadow Priests that choose this set in this path, as well as you are able to now make Shadow Cloth, which is a bolt of imbued netherweave, primal shadow, and primal fire, and this gives you 2 Shadow Cloth per use. And honestly, this was true on last launch. I don't know if it'll be true, but the best way was to actually just go Spellfire Tailoring, sell your Spellfire, because of all the mages utilizing the entire Spellweave and the Spell Strike sets. So because of everyone using them and how they use them, it was better to just be Spellfire, go and sell the 2 Spellfire, and then get the Shadow. However, I don't know if that will be true. You'll have to see, but then you can get these 3 for the Frozen Shadoweave sets, and then an Ebon Shadow Bag for Warlocks with the Soul Pouch. Now, it is important to note that regardless of what spec you take, you can do all 3 of these. So you can get the pattern for Spellcloth. It'll just give you 1 Spellcloth. You can get the pattern for Mooncloth, and it will give you 1 Mooncloth as well. So it's just very important to note that. And unlike the other set of Spellweave, this actually gives stamina and gives some stuff, so you're not just a pure freaking glass cannon like most mages are that go the Fire Arcane craziness. Mage is very, very high damage, but very, very risky. So Warlock and Shadow Priest definitely has a lot more bulk to it. This is definitely a safer set to go if you are a Warlock, but you can there are choices for you as well, depending on what specs you are going. But if you're going this that set, you would want this. But it is a pretty good amount of gear, and like I said, these pieces are, they're not necessarily your phase 1 base for TBC, but they are very, very close to it. So you're able to get a lot of sustainability. You're able to get a lot of good gear just off the rip, because you can do this and make this the literal moment the server comes up. Have your ults, have your army, have them go out there, have them crank, and have them make them. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it for Shadoweave's tailoring. The gear is good, but it's not like crazy insane. And then, of course, you can still make Spell Strike pants and hood. You just have to go out and get them. But that is all you need to know about Shadoweave tailoring. If you think I missed anything, definitely drop it down below, and I will do my very best to answer it. But until next time, I'll see you later. Hope you enjoyed. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Hey you. Yes you. Are you still there? Well, I appreciate you for taking the time to watch this entire video and making it to the end here. If you enjoyed this video, definitely check out the other videos about World of Warcraft listed in these playlists down below. And thank you again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.